Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Sir, now it is visible.
Okay, thank you. So let us continue. So last class we have already started with basics. Okay. And we'll also continue the basics. And today we are going to again discuss about the various classification of cost or various types of cost. Okay. Objective of cost accounting, I hope we have already discussed in our last class, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. So these are the objectives of cost accounting. First one, to ascertain the cost. That means to determine or to know the cost of a product or cost of the product, sir. So after knowing the cost, the next step we can able to take, that is control the cost. We can, so after ascertaining the cost, we can able to know where the cost is incurred more. So on the basis of that, we can apply some control mechanism in order to control the cost. Again, cost accounting also provide information for decision making. It will provide information to the management or to the top level manager through which they can able to take wise decision about the business. And next one, to determine the selling price. Unless until we know the cost price, we may not able to determine the selling price. So it is essential to ascertain or to know or to determine the cost price of a product or cost price of the service. Okay. And the last one is to ascertain the costing profit. With cost accounting, we can able to ascertain the costing profit. What is the total amount of cost and what is the total sales? So total sales minus total cost is our costing profit. So when we are determining this total cost, we are also considering various components or various elements of the cost. So summation of all the elements of cost is known as the total cost. Again, what is our total sales? So total sales minus total cost is known as costing profit. So with the help of cost accounting, we can able to ascertain the costing profit. Okay. So let us understand what is cost unit, what is cost center, and what is cost object. These are essential. Why? Because we are going to determine the cost of cost unit, cost center, as well as cost object. Clear? So whenever we are talking about this cost unit, please remember the unit or measure in which cost is expressed. It is the unit, or simply it is a measure through which cost is expressed. So generally, whenever we are talking about this cost unit, please remember it is the unit of a product. A pen, one pen. What is the per pen cost? Per kg, okay, per kilometer. So these are the unit. So it is the unit of a product or unit of a service or unit of time in terms of its cost may be ascertained or cost may be expressed. So unit of measurement like number, weight, time, area, we are considering in order to determine the cost unit. Why cost unit is important? Because to express the cost per unit. The main objective of cost unit is to express the cost per unit. What is the per unit cost? One company is manufacturing 5,000 pens at a time. So what is the total cost of this 5,000 pens and what is the per unit cost? So total cost divided by number of pens, we can able to get per unit cost. Clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. These are the types of cost unit. Cost unit may be single cost unit or it may be composite cost unit. Please remember. So single cost units are used in manufacturing industries or manufacturing sector where goods are manufactured by taking the input material. Input material means input. It may be material, it may be labor and other inputs. With a particular process, we are finally getting the output. So in manufacturing sector, single cost unit is applicable. Examples are like a ton of coal. Per ton coal, what is the price? Per ton steel, what is the price? Per pen, per kilometer, per hour. Clear? This is single cost unit. But in case of composite cost unit, what happens actually? Two or more units, dimensions of measurements are there. Two or more dimensions of measurements are there. So these are used in service industries or service sectors. Like when we are traveling in a train or in a bus, so bus fare or train fare is purely determined on the basis of per passenger per kilometer. Here per passenger, that means one passenger, per kilometer, 1 kilometer. Are you getting my point? Two or more units are combined together to determine the cost. Again, per bed, per day. You know, in case of your lodging at boarding or hotel industries, they're also determining per bed per day. So per bed means one bed, per day, 1 day. Are you getting my point? So here day and bed. Two units are there. There are more than two cost units. So in that case, we are going to apply the composite cost unit. So these are applicable in case of service industries or service sector. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
This is all about cost unit. So cost unit is just a measurement of output. What are the output we are getting? Simply we are going to measure it, or simply we are going to compute it, or we can say quantify it. Next one is cost center. So when we are talking about this cost center, please remember it may be a location. Location means it may be a place. It may be a person or individual. Okay. And it may be a department also within the organization. Within the organization, various departments are there, like your production department, sales department, finance department, personnel management department, or human resource management department, research and development department. So these are the various departments. So cost center may be a location or a place. It may be an individual or a person. It may be a department, or it may be an item also, item of expenditure for which cost may be uncertain are used for the purpose of cost control. What is the purpose of cost center? Purpose of cost center is to control the cost. Why we need to control the cost? Because our objective is to minimize the cost and maximize the profit. So in our last session, I have clearly mentioned that in order to maximize the profit, we can use two weapons. Either you have to minimize your cost or maximize your sales price. So maximization of sales price is not quite easy. Why? Because competitors are available in the market. But on the other hand, we have to take various precautionary measures or preventive measures as well as corrective measures to control the costs. Okay. So cost center is useful to control the cost. Please remember, it is a location, or it may be a person or individual, or it may be item of expenditure for which cost may be ascertained or cost may be determined. Example, like your production department in a factory, maintenance department in any organization, or accounts department. So these are the examples of cost center. So purpose or objective is to control the cost, to fix the responsibility of the person for controlling the cost. Who is the person associated with incurring the cost or amount of expenditure? We have to identify that particular person, on the basis of which we will fix the responsibility. Let's say you are the production manager. In your department, cost is more. So you have to take care of how to control the cost or how to minimize the cost. Okay. Various wastage, that means more wastage may be there, or more consumption of electricity may be there in your production department, or more amount of expenditure may be there in case of your labor cost. Labor or workers are working in your factory. They are there in the factory for 8 hours, but actually they are working for 5 hours or 4 hours. That means 3-4 hours they are not giving
Ideal.
effort, okay, for their work. So in that case, we can fix the responsibility of the person for controlling the cost. So cost center is meant for controlling the cost. Clear?
Sir, direct cost or indirect cost responsibility fix करियो.
Direct cost,
Indirect cost.
direct cost, indirect cost, जेतेबेले classification of cost हमें discuss करिबा सेतेबेले मु आपनको detail कहिबी. Direct cost हो, indirect cost हो, that is the total cost. Total cost ऊपर आपण responsibility fix करियो, आपण direct cost कहिबे material cost. Material wastage होउची. आपण पर केजी मटेरियल रे माने करंतु गोटे यूनिट प्रोडक्शन करिबा कथा बा दीटा यूनिट प्रोडक्शन करिया कथा. पर केजी मटेरियल आपण यूज करूछंती, गोटे यूनिट प्रोडक्शन करूछंती. Why does this happen? There may be some wastage. जेतेबेले आपनकर वर्कर और लेबर और जो माने काम करूछंती आपनकर इंडस्ट्री रे से माने मटेरियल को नेकी ठीक रे प्रॉपर्ली यूटिलाइज करू नहंती, यूज करू नहंती. बा आपनकर जो मशीनरी अछि, मशीनरी प्रॉपर्ली काम करू नाही, काम न कले कोन हबो? मशीनरी में भी ब्रेक डाउन, मझरे मझरे से चालुची, मझरे मझरे बंद हे जाउची. तो जेतेबेले अंडर प्रोसेस थी से बंद हे गला माने से जो जत्ती की आपनकर रॉ मटेरियल थी अंडर प्रोसेस, that will be complete loss. Yes or no? एठे डायरेक्ट और इनडायरेक्ट कथा नुह. टोटल कॉस्ट ऊपर आमे रेस्पोंसिबिलिटी फिक्स करि परिबा टू ए पर्टिकुलर पर्सन, the person who is associated or who is holding a particular department or particular activity, or the what custodian of a particular place. जेमिति मो एग्जांपल देली आपनकर प्रोडक्शन मैनेजर आपनकर जदि वेस्टेज ऑफ मटेरियल होउची, you need to take care of it so as to minimize the cost, so as to control the cost. Accounts department, in accounts department, let's say you need to use your digital platform to minimize the what you can say printing and paper cost. आपण कहिबे मु फिजिकली चिट्ठी पठेबी बा लेटर पठेबी, नोटिस पठेबी. In place of that, you just put one mail. You just use the digital platform. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Some requests are actually I am getting some requests in the screen. A participant has requested to start AI company. आपनकर एटा बते रेकॉर्ड होउची, होस्ट रेकॉर्ड करूछंती, मैडम रेकॉर्ड करूछंती, तेन करी आपण माने आ बार बार रेकॉर्ड करिवा को एमती रिक्वेस्ट पठांदोनी. बुझले कि? Otherwise my screen is not moving forward. Okay? चलो next. Example of cost center, as I have already mentioned, it may be a department, it may be a particular machine, or it may be a particular project. or particular word. Okay. So cost center is meant for controlling the cost. And these are the types of cost center. It may be personal or it may be service, production, operation, process. It may be also impersonal. Impersonal like your machinery. Okay, any particular machine may be there. That we can consider as the cost center in order to control the cost. Clear? And
Sir, again,
next one,
impersonal means?
impersonal means जोटा person concern नुहति आपण गोटे machine कथा कहिबे गोटे particular building कथा कहिबे ओके बा
Okay.
particular गोटे कोन कहिबे आपण गोटे computer कथा कहिबे computer is also one
Yes, yes, yes.
ओके सेतरे केते गोटे केते हमरो amount of cost incurred. Why we not need to know the amount of cost incurred? In order to control the cost. आपण जदि केते cost incur होची जानि पारु नाहंती तेबे it is quite difficult to control the cost. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Next one is cost object. Cost object means what? Anything for which cost is calculated. Anything means it may be a product, it may be a building, it may be your construction site, or it may be a service also. Okay, example like your delivery service, that may be the object. Object means what? That is thing, a particular thing. So it is any activity for which a separate measurement of cost is undertaken. Separate measurement cost is undertaken. So anything for which cost is calculated, simply we can ask for what are we calculating the cost. Let's say we are calculating the cost of a product, calculating the cost of a service, calculating the cost of a cost of running a department, calculating the cost of running a regional office. That is our cost object. So this is all about your cost unit, cost center, and cost object. So when we are talking about cost unit, please remember measurement of cost per unit or per service. It may be cost per kg or cost per unit of a product. Cost center means what? Where cost is incurred. Where cost is incurred. We can take any person, any location, any activity where we can able to that means where we can able to compute the total amount of cost incurred. As a result, we can control the cost. So cost center may be production department, or it may be also production manager or sales manager, because production manager or sales manager is an individual or person. Then what is cost object? For what cost is calculated? For what? We are calculating the cost. We are calculating the cost for a product. We are calculating the cost of a service. We are calculating the cost to run a department or to operate a department. We are calculating the cost to operate a regional office. So cost object may be product, service, or it may be any project. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay.
Sir, one doubt.
Yes, please.
Cost center and responsibility center, both are same or both are different?
Cost center and responsibility center. So responsibility center may be one cost center. Okay. आपण responsibility center रे कोडे हमें person concern को fix करछोंदी, that is your, that means it is your responsibility, you have to control the cost. Okay, but cost center may be a machine also. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. I'm getting.
Just simply remember, cost center means what? Where cost happens, where cost incurred. Cost unit means how cost is measured. Cost object means what cost is for. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this is the basic difference between your cost unit, cost center, and cost object. And these are essential in order to ascertain the cost. So let us discuss about the classification of cost. So cost classification is the arrangement of items in logical groups. Okay. So in groups, we are arranging certain items where we can classify the cost. So cost can be classified in a number of ways or in various ways. So cost can be classified on the basis of element, on the basis of nature, on the basis of functions, and on the basis of other parameters. Clear? So these are the classification of cost on the basis of element. When we are producing any product, it consists of various elements, okay, or various components. So this is a car. Car is also consist of various elements, isn't it? Yes or no? Car is consist of various elements. What are the elements? Some materials required in order to manufacture the car. Again, some labor expenses also required in order to manufacture the car. And some factory expenses are also required. That is manufacturing overhead in order to manufacture the car. We need material. We need labor. Again, we need also some factory expenses. Isn't it? Yes or no? So on the basis of elements of the cost, it may be material cost, it may be labor cost, and it may be overheads or overhead cost. This is one material, direct material, raw material that become an integral part of the product and that can be easily traceable. In case of manufacturing sector, it has already seen that 2/3 of the total cost belongs to material cost. If your total cost is 90, that means 60 rupees belongs to material cost. Please remember, this is not rule of thumb, but this is the, what you can say, as per the previous practice, or it has already seen. So direct material means what? So these are the integral part of the product that can be easily traceable, that can be easily identifiable. We can easily identify those materials. Example, tire in a car. So tire is a raw material for the car? Yes or no? Body of the car, that is also raw material, isn't it? Engine of the car, that is also material we need. So it is easily traceable and easily identifiable. And direct labor, the labor cost that can be easily traced to individual units of product. Individual unit of product, what is the total amount of labor cost is associated, we can able to identify. Like your wages paid to automobile assembly workers in order to assemble the car, in order to assemble the computer. Car or computer consists of various parts. Let's say one operator or one automobile engineer is there, it is assessing all the parts together to manufacture a car. For that, we are paying the wages. So per car, what is the amount of wages we are paying? That can be easily traceable, that can be easily identifiable. Clear? And this is manufacturing overhead cost that cannot be easily traced directly to specific units produced. When we are producing a specific unit of product, so these are the overheads that cannot be easily traceable or easily identifiable. So examples are like your indirect materials and indirect labors. What are indirect materials? Materials used to support the production process. When we are producing, we are using some materials which are not easily traceable or which are not easily identifiable. Examples, lubricants and cleaning supplies used in the automobile assembly plant. Okay, let's say we are using some lubricants, so that lubricants may be used for many cars. Clear? Not for a single car. Like your what you can say, it may be your lubricants we are using, or it may be your cleaning supplies, or it may be some consumables, that we are using in our factory or in our plant. Indirect labor means what? Wages paid to the employees who are not directly involved in the production work. They are not directly associated with the production work. Very simple example you can take, like your security guard. Factory may be there, so security guard is always there in front of the gate of the factory or at the gate of the factory, but the security guard is not directly involved with the production. Clear? So maintenance of workers and security guards are the examples of indirect labor. So manufacturing overhead is consist of indirect materials and indirect labor that cannot be easily traceable or easily identifiable. So that's why it can allocate. So cost of manufacturing overheads or manufacturing overhead cost can be allocated to different products. So this is all about the classification of cost on the basis of element. And on the basis of purpose, it may be direct cost or indirect cost. A cost which is related to a particular cost objective and can be traced to it in an economically feasible way, that is known as direct cost. Directly we can able to trace it. Directly we can able to identify it, like raw material, labor. These are the direct cost. Indirect cost is cost which is related to a particular cost objective but cannot be traced to it in an economically feasible way. So that's why indirect costs are allocated to cost objectives. That means cost object. So various cost objects are there. We can allocate the cost. Let's say we are using the lubricant in production process for manufacturing cars. So we may manufacture 5 cars in a single day. So for 5 cars, we are using 5 liters of lubricants or 5 kgs of lubricants. Okay. So that 5 kgs, the cost of 5 kgs of lubricants can be allocated to 5 cars, not to a single car. Clear? So indirect costs are not easily traceable or easily identifiable. So direct cost, which can be easily traceable or identifiable, a cost object that is known as direct cost, but indirect cost which cannot be easily traceable or identifiable, that is indirect cost. So indirect cost can allocate to the cost object. Is it clear? In a factory per day you are producing 5 cars. So for 5 cars electricity charges may be let's say 1000 per day. Per day 1000 means if you are putting that 1000 to a single car, the cost of the single car will increase. So that is not correct. That means 1000 electricity charge is meant for manufacturing 5 cars. So we have to allocate to 5 cars. Clear? Did you understand? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So these are the various elements of cost we have already discussed, like material, labor or expenses. Material may be direct material, indirect material, labor, direct labor, indirect labor. Expenses may be also direct expenses, indirect expenses. Okay. So the summation of all indirect components are known as overheads. Please remember. indirect material cost, indirect labor cost, and indirect expenses. If we'll add together, we can able to get the overheads. Again, overheads can be classified into 5 types. So we'll discuss in detail when we are going to discuss about the statement of cost or cost sheet. Okay, so these are the various elements of the cost. On the basis of functions performed by various organizations, the cost may be also various types. Clear? Like let's say one organization is involved in production, administration, selling and distribution of goods or services. So here production department is there, administration department is there, selling and distribution department is also there. So these departments are performing their own functions. Production department function is to produce the goods. Administration department function is to manage all the activities within the organization. Selling and distribution department is to market the product, distribute through proper channels in order to minimize the cost. So on the basis of function, cost may be production cost, administration cost, selling and distribution cost. Okay. And research and development cost may be also there if research and development department is there within the organization. So on the basis of various functions performed by the organizations, so various functional costs are also there. Examples like production cost, administration cost, selling and distribution cost, research and development cost, etc. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting or not getting?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So these are the cost on the basis of functions. Cost like selling cost, cost necessary to secure the order and deliver the product. For that we need to incur certain amount of cost. So that is coming under selling cost or sales cost. Administrative cost like or all executive or organizational cost or clerical cost, employee salary, management salary. So these all are part of administrative cost. So by change in activity or by change in volume, we can also classify the cost into 3 categories. On the basis of changes in activity or on the basis of changes in volume. So it is based on how a cost will react to changes in the level of activity. There are 3 categories. First one is variable cost, second one is fixed cost, and the last one is mixed cost or semi-variable cost. Semi-variable means what? Partly variable and partly fixed. So when semi-variable or mixed cost are there, it is the summation of variable cost and fixed cost. So these costs are there because of the changes in activity or changes in the volume or changes in the level of production. Clear? So what is variable cost? The cost which can vary on the basis of changes in the activity or changes in the volume. So very good example is our material cost. So for production of 1 car, let's say we need 4 tires. For production of 5 cars, how many tires you need?
20.
For production of 1 car, you need 4 tires or 4 wheels. Okay. For 5 cars production, how many wheels or how many tires you need? 5 into 4, 20.
Wheels.
Are you getting my point? For 4 tires or 4 wheels, what is the cost? For 20 tires or 20 wheels will be, it is same as the 4 tires cost. That means the cost will definitely increase. Isn't it? गोटे कार पे हमें जदि 4टा टायर नौचंदी तार कॉस्ट जहा जदि हमें 5टा कार तैयारी करिबा 20टा टायर रो कॉस्ट से हबो ना चेंज हबो?
No, change haba.
Definitely it will change. That is variable cost, which can vary. So very simple example is your material cost. So for production of 1 unit, this is the material cost for production of 100 units or 1000 units. Definitely, the material cost will change. The labor cost will change. Isn't it? Definitely, the labor cost will change. And next one is fixed cost. Fixed cost means it will remain fixed for a period or to certain level of activities or certain volume. Okay. Simple example of fixed cost is factory rent or office rent. In our factory, whether we are producing or not producing, we have to pay the rent for a certain period. Let's say monthly rent is 50,000. But if you are producing 1 unit, you have to pay 50,000. If you are producing 100 units, you have to pay 50,000. If your plant capacity is meant for producing 5,000 units, for production of 5,000 units also, you have to pay that 50,000.
Sir,
So whether you are producing,
electricity
whether
bill?
you are producing or not producing, but you have to incur the cost. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Salary
Yes,
of your manager. That is very good example of fixed cost. We are paying the manager's salary on monthly basis or on annual basis. आजिकाली जोटा corporate sector में कहते CTC, cost to company. Let's say your CTC is 12 lakhs per annum. That means at the end of the period, you are going to get 12 lakhs. Whether the company is operating or not operating, but the manager will get its salary. Isn't it? Supervisor salary. So that is for a particular period, for particular months. So that is fixed cost. Mixed cost or semi-variable cost means partly vary and partly fixed. Can you cite any example of semi-variable cost?
Electricity charges.
Very good example. Why it is known as semi-variable cost?
Because meter rent have to be given, whether we are
Yes.
consuming or not.
On the basis of your consumption, you are paying the electricity. Let's say in a particular month you are using 100 units or you are consuming 100 units. Per unit 5 rupees. Per 100 units you have to pay 500 units. In a particular month you are using nothing, 0 units. Still you have to pay the electricity charges. What you are paying? You are paying the meter rent. Isn't it? It may be 50 rupees or 100 rupees per month. Isn't it? So it is mix up of between fixed cost and variable cost. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Are you there? So these are the examples how we have already discussed. You can take your in case of this is the example I have taken about your mobile phones. Let's say per text 1 rupees in a month. If you are texting 100 SMS, so you have to pay 100 into 100 rupees. If you are not texting anything, that means no SMS or no message you are using in a particular month, so your cost will be 0, nothing. Fixed cost, that is your monthly fee. Monthly fee means contract fee, consists of this. Actually, this is applicable in our previous cases or earlier. Nowadays, everyone is using for a particular period or particular day. Okay. Kahinki amara outgoing, incoming free 3 months ପାଇଁ ଏତିକି ଆପଣ charge କରିବେ. So like this. But what are the examples we have already taken, like your electricity charges or material, or we can say factory rate. So these are the very good example of variable cost, fixed cost, as well as mixed cost or semi-variable cost, partly fixed and partly vary. Clear? So next parameter is nature. On the basis of nature, it may be product cost or it may be period cost. So what are product cost? So these are manufacturing costs which are accumulated as inventories. These are the manufacturing costs. It includes direct material, direct labor, and direct overheads. That is product cost. In order to manufacture a particular product, what we need? We need direct material, we need direct labor, and we need also factory overheads. That means factory expenses. So the summation of direct material, direct labor, and factory expenses is known as the product cost, cost of the product. Okay. So up to the sale, these products are shown and valued as inventory, and they form a part of the balance sheet. Inventories they form inventory up to sales. Okay. But when we are selling, they will become our revenue. Revenue means what? Sales. When we are selling, we are getting the revenue. Please remember. But up to sale, let's say we are manufacturing, we are putting raw material, labor, and we are also incurring certain amount of factory expenses. So this is our total cost. So this total cost of the product is known as product cost. And period cost, these are all other costs of operating the business expensed in the accounting period they are incurred. Very simple example like your general, administrative, selling, and financial cost. Administrative costs like your manager's salary per annum or per month, we are paying, that is for a particular period. Okay. And for selling, let's say we are paying the salary of the sales manager, or we are incurring certain amount of expenditure in advertisement. So when we are incurring certain amount of expenditure in advertisement, please remember we are incurring those expenses for a particular period. We are expecting that in that particular period we can able to achieve our sales target. Ajikar date re mane karo to ame advertisement re gote 50 lakhs, let's say we are spending. That means by spending this 50 lakhs, we can able to achieve our sales target up to a period of 1 year or up to a period of 2 years, 3 years, like that. Okay. And financial costs are also there, like your interest cost. If you are taking any loan from any commercial bank, at the end of the period, you have to pay the interest with certain rates. At the rate of 10%, at the rate of 12%, at the rate of 8%, like that. Isn't it? That is for a particular period. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Next one, on the basis of controllability. It may be controllable cost and it may be uncontrollable cost. Controllable cost means what? These are controlled by the management. If they will adopt some preventive or precautionary measures, like material, labor, and direct expenses. How you can able to control? With the help of proper supervision or proper monitoring process. If you are supervising properly, so automatically you can able to control your material cost. Isn't it? That means wastage can be minimized. Waste of material can be minimized. Like in case of labor, idle time of the labor can be minimized. 8 घंटा काम करिवा जगह रे से माने 4 घंटा काम करिवे if proper supervision and monitoring process is not there. Clear? So these are some costs which can be controlled by the management if the management will take some precautionary or preventive measures. Uncontrollable costs. So what are the precautionary or preventive measures we are taking? We may not able to control the cost. So they are not influenced by the management or any group of people. Simple example like your rent of a building. If you are using the building for your business on rental basis, whether you are operating or not, but you have to pay the per month or per annum rent, salaries, and other indirect expenses are also there. That cannot be controllable. So these all are coming under uncontrollable costs. So on the basis of controllability, it may be controllable cost and uncontrollable cost. And on the basis of normality, it may be normal cost. Normal costs are the normal or regular costs which are incurred in the normal course of business. In our day-to-day operation of the business, there are certain costs that will happen. So they are the sum of actual direct material cost, actual labor cost, and other direct expenses. So these are the normal costs when we are producing any goods. So we need to incur material cost. Again, labor cost will be there, and direct expenses or factory expenses will be there. Okay. Repair, maintenance cost, salaries paid to employees. So these all are coming under your normal cost. Salary we have to pay because we are doing business or we are manufacturing goods. So what are the employees working there? So we have to pay salary to them. Repair and maintenance, if we are using the machinery, so regular repair and maintenance will be there. If you are using one air conditioner in your office or in your factory, so regular repair and maintenance will be there. Yes or no? So these all are coming under normal cost. Abnormal costs are the costs which are unusual or irregular, which are not incurred due to which are not incurred due to normal situation. Okay, of the operations or productions. So this happens due to abnormal situation, like your destruction due to fire. Let's say fire occurred, the entire a particular department or the manufacturing unit is completely destroyed. So there will be loss. There will be certain amount of cost incurred. So these are abnormal cost. Shutdown of machinery. If machinery will shut down, then there may be some costs. Lockouts by your workers or any labor unions. Automatically, the company will incur certain amount of cost. So these are the abnormal cost. So simply we can say loss due to fire or loss due to accident or abnormal situations. These all are coming under abnormal cost. Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes,
Again,
sir.
on the basis of accounting period, the cost may be your capital, capital expenditure, revenue expenditure. So capital expenditure cost may be there or revenue expenditure cost may be there. So capital expenditure means what? Let's say we are going to buy one land and building, one machine for our manufacturing process. So that is capital expenditure. That means the benefits we are not consuming within the one accounting period. The benefits we are going to get in more than one accounting period. For that purpose, we are also incurring certain amount of cost. That is capital expenditure cost. Revenue expenditure cost. So these are the costs which can be consumed and the benefits which we are going to get within the same accounting period. Same accounting period. Clear? So on the basis of accounting period, capital expenditure cost may be there and revenue expenses or revenue expenditure cost may be there.
Sir,
On the
give an
basis of
example.
time,
Sir, give an example of revenue expenses.
revenue expenditure regularly, salary is revenue expenditure. We are paying the salary within the same accounting period. Accounting period means 1 year. Within 1 year, we are paying the salary and the manager is working, giving the benefits within the same accounting period. Okay, electricity charges. That is also revenue expenditure. Why? Because we are paying the electricity charges and we are also consuming the same within the same accounting period. We are not paying the electricity charges for 10 years or 20 years like that. Per month, we are paying the electricity charges and we are consuming the benefit. That means we are using the electricity within the same month. Clear? Is it clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Next, on the basis of time, it may be historical cost or it may be predetermined cost. A cost computed after production from records made concurrently with various steps of production contrasted with predetermined cost and standard cost. Historical cost means what? On the basis of past information, when we are recording the cost, that is known as historical cost. This is also known as acquisition cost. Let's say we are producing a particular goods in our factory. So in order to manufacture that particular goods, we are incurring raw material cost, we are incurring labor cost, we are incurring factory expenses. So these are the costs already happened, already occurred. What we are doing? On the basis of information, we are recording. And finally, we are computing this is the total cost. So that cost is known as historical cost.
Sir, acquisition means?
Which one?
Acquisition you have said na, historical cost is
हाँ,
also known as acquisition.
Acquisition of raw material. आपण जेतोले raw material purchase करूछंती आपण पाखे raw material पहुंची गला आपण पाखे bill raw material रो पहुंची गला on the basis of that you are recording. जेतोले raw material हमें नउछंती supplier को raw material order place कर देले at what rate जो रेट रे जो स्पेसिफिकेशन जो क्वालिटी से रॉ मटेरियल हम पाखे आनी की पहुंचे देला गोटे बिल दबो ना नहीं से बिल को नेकिना हम रेकॉर्ड करूछंती कॉस्ट दिस इज आवर रॉ मटेरियल कॉस्ट.
Sir, what is the difference between acquisition and requisition?
Acquisition and
Requisition.
requisition.
Yes, sir, yes.
Requisition. Acquisition means for acquiring any material or any asset or any product. What are the costs we are incurring? That may be acquisition cost. But what you are saying requisition cost, I have never heard. It may be your recurring cost, you may ask. Recurring cost means the cost which are recurring in nature. That means that will happen in the regular course of business. The frequency will be more. Recurring. जेमिति आमे सेल्स करछंती परचेज करछंती बिजनेस करिया मन तो सेल परचेज करिबा. Relating to that, any cost, these are recurring in nature.
Okay, sir, okay, thank you. Yes.
So predetermined costs are estimated costs that they are computed in advance of production, taking into consideration the previous period. जोटा को हमें predetermined cost कहले हमें कहि परिबा estimated cost और बेले बेले कहउछु हमें ताकू budgeted cost. Okay, that means before we are going to achieve something or going to produce something, we are estimating about it. So that estimating cost is known as predetermined cost. आमे आगो को माने करतो गोटे प्रोडक्ट आमे प्रोड्यूस करिया को जाउछंती ता पय आमे गोटे एस्टिमेट तयारी करछंती रॉ मटेरियल केते लेबर केते मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ओवरहेड केते अब व्हाट शुड बी on the basis of that we are determining the total cost, but that is not the actual cost. Okay, so it is the estimated cost by considering the previous period data. So these are the elements of cost we have already discussed: material, labor, as well as expenses. And these are the difference between the financial accounting and cost accounting. I hope. Is there any next class is there? Is there any class
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
after this? Achi, kichi class?
Yes, sir. Class
Yes,
is there.
sir.
Okay. So we'll continue from here in our next class then, tomorrow at the same time. Okay. So if you have any query, please proceed. Otherwise, we are going.
Sir, I have one query. Sir, what is the difference